Welcome back to the channel. This is another video, another one of those videos where it's not like a review, it's more like a how does this stack up in 2019 types of thing. So in this video we will be looking at Stefan Felds 2011 game called Trajan. It's a Euro game, it's an action selection type of game, and in this video we will be giving you a brief overview of the rules. We'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and then we'll be giving you like a sort of a summary and reasons why maybe if this game is any good still today, because it's quite old, you see, right? So we'll be back after this kind of weird anomaly.
Board games 4K.
So Trajan, it's a 2011 release. It's an action selection Euro game. We've already said that. And in this game, whoever's got the most victory points at the end of 4 rounds is the winner of the game. And what you'll be doing in this game, you've got a Mancala type thing on the player board in front of you, and you've got these different coloured action tokens that you'll be picking them up, and you'll be moving them, dropping them off around in a clockwise motion in these bowls around your Mancala board. And the bowl that you end up in has an action associated with it, and you'll take the action. And you may, if you've got one on that bowl, also take the Trajan tile if the 2 colours on the Trajan tile match 2 of the colours in the bowl, right? Okay, so that gives you an extra bonus. So the actions you can take are, you can take the shipping action, which allows you to play commodity cards into your tableau in front of your player board. You can gain commodity cards, you can ship goods off into far off markets and get victory points that way. You've got the military action where you can send your leader out to conquer far off lands and send legionnaires to back them up to get resources and victory points. And then you've got the construction action where you can send your guys off to the construction camp, and then they can perform different types of construction very, very loosely, and they'll give you extra bonus actions and victory points. You've got the forum where you can gather tiles that will allow you to take extra actions, or they'll allow you to gather resources that you may or may not need to meet demands at the end of the round. You've got the Senate action, which allows you to accumulate votes that will increase your chances of getting one of the 2 bonus tiles at the end of that round. And you've also got the Trajan action, which allows you to take extra Trajan tiles that you will put on your board. And you've got this Arch of Trajan thing that you'll be moving around in a clockwise direction, and yeah, the Trajan tile gives you bonuses like victory points. It'll give you permanent types of resources that you may need to meet demands, or it may allow you to get extra actions on top of extra actions that you may have accumulated, and it may allow you to put extra people in either the military camp or the construction camp. The game lasts for 4 rounds. You've got 4 sub rounds, and depending on how many action tokens you pick up in each bowl, that's how many spaces you'll move the timer around the board. So yeah, at the end of the 4th round, whoever's got the most victory points is the winner of Trajan. That's basically a very rough guide on how you play it. So what do we like about Trajan? Well, I think the simple fact is the first reason we really like this, because the game forces you to juggle so many different things in your mind at one time. You've got to keep an eye on each of the different action areas, including planning ahead on your player board, planning ahead with the Mancala actions. So obviously, because the way you move your cubes, your cylinders around the Mancala board will directly dictate which actions you can take and which tiles you can take on the board. So yeah, not only have you got to keep an eye on the main board, but you've got to keep an eye on your player board, and you've got to juggle both of those factors in your mind whilst planning ahead and planning for the short term. So that's always awesome when we're talking about Euro games, right? Yeah, this game's got just enough of a sprinkling of randomness to keep this fresh every time you play it. The way the randomness works, it eliminates the prospect of one overriding strategy, I think. And you've got the random demands that come out, the way the commodity cards are randomised, and the way that all the tiles fall onto the board in a random way. It really does sort of remove that, well, like Puerto Rico type thing, where there's one set thing that you could do, as long as it all pans out the way you want. seasoned players will always go down the same road, and newbies or noobs will always struggle, and that doesn't happen in Trajan, and that's excellent. Yeah, the theme itself, it's just strong enough to give it that little bit of flavour. Yeah, so you've got the military action, and you sort of feel like you're pushing your troops off into far-off lands, and you do feel like you're influencing the Senate and the Forum, and you do feel like you're actually accumulating goods to flog off. It just about creeps over that line of acceptable, so it's not completely themeless like some other Euro games, and that is excellent. These sort of games are often called point salads because every single option that you've got will give you victory points. It's kind of true in Trajan. Not all the actions that you can take will give you victory points in Trajan, but a lot of them will. And the fact that there's a limit to the amount of bad actions you can take. There's never any empty turns. Maybe putting the guy in the military camp or in the construction camp could be regarded as sort of like just a sort of a wasted turn, but most of the time you're getting something for your action, and yeah, that's excellent. So what don't we like about Trajan? Well, the first thing, talk about the components there. Very, very fiddly, and there are loads of occasions when we played this, you're trying to reach into the board and you're trying to pick up these tokens, and they just spill out your hands, and they flip over, and you don't know, if you knock the board, they could go flying. You don't know where they come from. The fact that the player boards, okay, they're nice and thick quality, but those player tokens, one nudge and they're gone, and you ain't never gonna know where they come from. So yeah, the component quality not great, and yeah, very fiddly. Yeah, on several occasions, we played this quite a bit, and on several occasions the Mancala, even though we enjoy the Mancala mechanism of the 5 tribes thing where you're dropping them off and dropping these tokens off and seeing what action you can get, it can get a bit frustrating because the tokens can get bunched up into huge wads. Like you can have 8 tokens in a bowl, and that means that the game moves faster because the more tokens you're moving, the more the timer clock mechanism gets dragged down real quick. So, and a lot of the time you don't really want them to bunch up, but you've really got no choice. It's very difficult to figure out a plan to spread these actions out so you can chain actions together. And yeah, so again, we're nitpicking with this one because we love Trajan, but yeah, the way on occasion you get these big clumps of action tokens, just don't feel right about that. So yeah, it's a con. Yeah, back to the way the aesthetics of the game, it's very bland. I mean, it's got these sort of mint green sort of colourings, and it's very boring looking. And yeah, they could have done better with the way the map looks, because it feels like it's been stretched to like a Mercator map. The top end of the board gets skewed off, and I suppose they didn't really have much options to do anything different. But yeah, the board looks really boring, and when you pull this out, it's got a nice cover of the Geezer's head and all that, and that looks foreboding. It's a bit of a spin on the old Kalis Scary King, but yeah, when you plonk this out on the board, it looks bloody boring, doesn't it? I mean, but there you go, it's a Euro game, so it's just something you are going to have to live with. Even though the turns do come around quite quick, this game can suffer from a lot of overthinking, what they call it, AP, analysis paralysis. You can have, depending on who you're playing it with, you can have quite a bit of that AP sort of stuff where people are just sitting there staring at the board, and you're going, oh yeah, I'm going to forget what I want to do. And even for us, the game never suffered from this sort of thing. But I can see we got close a couple of times to people staring at the board and just zoning out. But I can see that some groups may have a problem with this, especially those Euro strategist geeks. So, should you buy Trajan in 2019? Well, I mean, this is a resounding yes. I think Trajan, the fact that Trajan has been, it's just recently been reprinted, the fact it's been reprinted proves without a shadow of a doubt that Trajan is still absolutely relevant in 2019. It's not as good as its Stefan Felds' other masterpiece, Castles of Burgundy, because that's a shorter game and it's easier to explain, I think. But it still holds up. I mean, it's got that mental juggling, that is unsurpassed. It's got loads of layers of depth. The fact that there's only 6 actions you can take, and they're easily explained, and you can plan ahead, but not too much. The game, it rewards you for planning ahead, but punishes you for planning ahead too far, I think. And the fact there's lots of depth, maybe too much layers of depth for this one. You know, you will never ever, you could play this a million times and you will never find that one true path through the game that will always benefit you the most. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So yeah, that's Trajan for you. That's the 2011 Trajan. I think it's still relevant. It's still a wonderful game, and if you're after a strategic Euro game with just enough theme to sort of make you feel like you're at home in the game, then you can't go much further wrong than Trajan, apart from Castles of Burgundy. If you don't already have that, if you enjoy Castles of Burgundy, this has got to be your next Feld, I think, and it's Feld's second best game. So that was Trajan. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and commenting down below or upstairs or that way, because every move you make helps the channel grow. It stimulates YouTube's algorithm, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see you next time.